stuck here. The cops won't bother me. So guys, I just got this. This is a clutch cable. At least I think that's going to work for the Honda Shadow. It's nice, it's steel braided, and it's red in color, so it'll look trick. It'll add a couple more horsepower to it. It's 120 centimeters, so that's about 45 inches or so. And hopefully this will do as a clutch cable. It was about $17. I could have gotten like one of the golfer ones or Spiegler cables, and that was about $100. So I figured I'm going to try this out. It's from China, bought it from Amazon. I'll put in the link below if you're interested in this. You know, these brake lines, they all work, or at least they should all work. And I just kind of looked up a general fitment guide for the Shadow, because from 1985 you just can't get anything unless you get it like just used on eBay. So I wanted to get something new, and I think this is a much better alternative to what I got now. This is the part that goes into the clutch right there, and the line goes up and up, and you can see at this point it becomes metal, so it goes from rubber to metal. And I think it goes into metal because right about here it touches the engine, or it gets very close to the engine, and it's a good system to have something that's steel. And I guess back in the day they didn't use the braided brake line, so they didn't have it. So I am just going to be upgrading to the full braided lines, and hopefully that's going to be a good system. I think I need to route this outside. Alright, I put some fluid up here. We're going to try and bleed these brakes. Alright, the bike is all buttoned up. I'm going to take her for a ride and see how that clutch feels. Alright, so I got the Shadow all fixed up. But, you know, the more I look at it, like the little switches here, that switch is broken off a little bit in the terminal right there. So, this is always going to be an interesting thing. This bike is for people who really like working on bikes. Alright, the bike is still nice and cold. It's very like relaxing to ride. I think that's what I like about it. Cool motor. Okay, the clutch engages without any problems. That's good. And I'm gonna take the Shadow over to Burtonsville Town Center, and I'm meeting up with Claudio to go riding. What's up, man? We are gonna go for a little bit of a ride here. Wow, that's loud. Alright, we're gonna get out of here, leave Burtonsville. That's the good thing about him having a loud bike. I can hear him behind me. And this bike is so loud. I reset my odometer so I can see how many miles I am doing with Claudio. Little back roads. I usually like to take these on sport bikes to see how bikes handle. On a cruiser though, it feels like it's a Honda Accord. It's very plush, and this particular road is a little bit bumpier because they've been working on it, and in a way it lets you know about the suspension of the bike. So it's very plush, it's very easy to ride, and easy to ride slow on it. I think if I push it on this bike, it does not like to be pushed. The frame and everything seems to be kind of moving around a bit, and that's what happens with these old bikes. Their handling is not great. This bike gets up to speed pretty fast. For an old bike, it definitely has some legs. I love the way this bike sounds. The V-twin sound so good. This is a nice little S-turn, but this bike doesn't really fall into corners the way I expect a lot of bikes to turn. One thing I'm worried is the bicyclists on the road. Damascus. Oh, funeral home. They're always in great shape. You notice that? Uh-oh, I just passed the cop. I hope that that cop doesn't pull me over. Well, that's pretty much the ride for today. We only did a few miles, 64, so 64, 65, 66, something around there. And when I'm working on a bike like this, even the Ninja 250, I'm always worried about going for long distances with it because I don't want to break down. So I want to just ride it for a little bit and see if everything is good. And I didn't want to ride with the clutch line not being fully tested. Now that I know it can hold, I can do some longer rides, and eventually I'll do some very long rides, like 200, 300 miles. That's the type of rides I really like doing. But so far, you know, the clutch line for $10. I thought it was actually $17, but it was actually $10. So not a bad piece of upgrade. It just, I wish it was a little bit longer, but it still is very good. The feel is excellent on it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!